Hi, I'm Michael Oliver with Oliver Realty in Tucson, Arizona. Today I wanted to go over what the best active adult neighborhoods are in Tucson. We get a lot of clients that are moving here from out of state or even a lot of them from Tucson. They get up there in age and they want to retire to a nice neighborhood where they're going to have activities, social gatherings, just things to do on a daily basis. Let's face it, when you're retired, you don't have to go to work anymore and time is kind of going by. So the best thing for a lot of people is to move to these neighborhoods and give it a try. We've had a lot of clients that love it. We've honestly had some clients that didn't like it. So it's not for everybody. If you have questions, you can always ask us. But for this video, we decided we're going to do one about what's the best, in our opinion, what are the best active adult or 55 plus neighborhoods in the Tucson area. And that kind of comes down to a very simple decision. Some people are Del Webb people, and other people seem to be Robeson people. And what I mean by that is Del Webb is the builder or the developer of these neighborhoods. They were the ones that kind of invented the segment. They invented it outside of Phoenix in a place called Sun City, which is still there today. I've actually sold homes in the original Sun City. It's very popular. But that segment of the market, active adult neighborhoods, has been grown throughout the country. It's obviously very, very big here in Arizona. So Del Webb is still building homes in Tucson. They're still building active adult neighborhoods in Tucson. They're owned by Pulte Group now. So Pulte took over that business, and but they're still under the Del Webb name. So Del Webb is a big producer, developer of these neighborhoods, and on the other side of the coin is Robeson. Robeson is kind of like the competitor to Del Webb. They have a lot of really big neighborhoods in the Tucson area, also some in Phoenix. They're very similar. If you're not me, I don't know if you can just parachute into one of these neighborhoods and know whether or not you're in a Robeson neighborhood or a Del Webb neighborhood. But the people that live in them tend to gravitate towards one or the other. I have a lot of clients, an unbelievable amount of clients that say they only want Robeson neighborhoods or they only want Del Webb neighborhoods. Again, to each their own. I'm not saying that one is better or worse than the other. They look very similar to me. If I had to put a couple things on it to give you some differences, the Del Webb neighborhoods are smaller. There's not as many homes in them. They tend to have a little bit nicer finishes. I don't know if that's just in my mind, but the locations are a little bit higher end. Right now, there's a Del Webb neighborhood. There's a couple of them in Dove Mountain. There's a couple of them in Oro Valley. The Robeson neighborhoods, generally speaking, are huge. Thousands and thousands and thousands of homes, supersized clubhouses. They have ancillary buildings for performing arts or softball fields. They have everything. This is like the cruise liner or the big operation. So different people are going to like different things. Again, I don't know if you just parachuted in, whether or not you'll be able to tell the difference. But if you want the larger facilities, then probably Robeson. If you want a little bit more intimate, a little bit nicer finishes, a little bit better, closer in neighborhoods, then probably Del Webb. Again, to each their own. Another thing that's really worth mentioning before we get into our list is because of the seasonality of this segment of the market, meaning a lot of the buyers that buy or homeowners that own homes in these active adult neighborhoods, a lot of these people, or homeowners, I should say, a lot of these homeowners, they leave during the summer. Okay, they're just snowbirds. So if you're in a Robeson neighborhood, and let's just say it's Saddlebrook with about 3,500 homes in it, and half the people leave during the summer to go back, wherever they live during the summer, that still allows, about 1,700 homes or, whatever the exact number is, to still be there during the summer so that there's still some social aspects. There's still clubs that are meeting. There's still things like that going on. Whereas if you're in a Del Webb neighborhood and there's only, let's say, 1,000 homes that are in that neighborhood, now there's only 500 homes that are being occupied. So again, some people like that. Some people would rather have there be less people around during the summer so that they get to use the facilities more often. So again, to each their own. I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong, but if you have a lot of activities that require a lot of people that you like to be involved in, your bigger neighborhoods probably would work better for that. Just saying. And if you're not here during the summer, then I guess it doesn't matter. Either option would be very viable during the winter because most of the people are here. Occupancy is probably extremely high during the winter. Okay, so let's get to our top 5. So, this criteria is basically based on my own experiences representing clients in all these neighborhoods, kind of seeing what you get for the money, kind of seeing what's good and what's kind of overflow, if that's my word, but it's kind of like not worth it. And so there's a pretty clear list in my opinion. And again, you may disagree with this. That's okay. I'm not saying that my list is your list or my list is, the only one to consider, because each one of these neighborhoods, and there's a lot more of them, they have little nuances that maybe, work for you or something that you key into. I'm just talking about kind of like the overview of where I would start, and depending upon where your price range is and what you want, these are always probably pretty good list of 5 neighborhoods for active adult. So number 5 on my list, and kind of goes in line with the Del Webb smaller neighborhoods, but number 5 on my list is a neighborhood called Sunflower. It was built by Del Webb. There's a few hundred homes. It's relatively small, probably the smallest active adult neighborhood next to Academy Village. But I like Sunflower. Again, they have a nice little community center. They have some bocce ball. They have a pool. They have everything you'd probably use on a regular basis and nothing you probably wouldn't. So the HOA fees are a little bit less. It's close to the freeway. So if you want to go to Phoenix for the day, or you want to go to Tubac for the day, Sonoita for the day, that's really easy to do. There's a grocery store just across the main road. They have hiking, biking, all that kind of stuff in the immediate proximity. It's not very busy because you're on the northwest side of town, basically at Twin Peaks, and it's basically like Continental Ranch, but Twin Peaks and I-10 type location. There's a new outlet mall they built just down the street, new hotel actually as well. So I like Sunflower. Sunflower to me is a pretty good value for the money, especially if you're going to be gone in the summer. You don't have to spend a lot. You get all the amenities that most people are going to use. Number 4 on the list is still staying with the Del Webb, is the City Oro Valley. This is a smaller neighborhood, bigger neighborhood than Sunflower, but smaller than most of the Robesons. And basically, this one's in Oro Valley. That's the main reason why it's on the list. You can be in an active adult neighborhood. It's basically on the north side of Rancho Vistoso. There's Catalina State Park just down the street. There's a golf course associated. You have to pay extra for the golf, but it's still associated with the actual neighborhood. The homes are built on the fairways and the greens. It was built probably in the it was built in the 1990s, but it still looks very good if you drive through it, if you see the facilities. It all looks top notch. It's well taken care of. But the big reason why it's on the list is the views are outstanding. Some of the best views in Arizona. For some of the homes are in Sun City Oro Valley. And by being in Oro Valley, which is a high-end district of the Tucson metro area, you have amenities galore. You have restaurants, high-end restaurants, shopping, all the things you get by being in a high-end town, but you also get the access to the 55-plus neighborhood. And so I think that's basically a double duo of kind of what makes for a perfect retirement home. You're not way out in the country where you have to drive 25 minutes to do anything. You're pretty much right in the middle of town. So I like Sun City Oro Valley as my number 4 for active adult neighborhoods in the Tucson metro. Number 3 is probably the best known. If you start researching these neighborhoods, it's going to be hard not to find out about it. And that's Saddlebrook. Saddlebrook was built by Robeson Resorts, and as mentioned, they build big neighborhoods, generally speaking. These neighborhoods are thousands and thousands of homes. They take decades to build out. Saddlebrook was, basically just finished. In fact, I'm still selling homes in there that are brand new. There's not very many left, but they're still delivering brand new homes in there. There's only a couple left, but we sell a lot of homes in Saddlebrook. They have everything you'd want to do pretty much. They have golf courses. You'd have to pay extra for that. That's kind of always the situation here. But basket weaving, one of my clients was in a shooting club. They didn't do this in the neighborhood, of course, but they went out to a shooting range every Wednesday. So I could spend an hour just going on what's going on in Saddlebrook. So Saddlebrook is number 3 for me. Some of the downsides are you're still a little bit out there. The views can be outstanding, but you are a little ways out there, and some of the homes are getting 20, 30 years old, and so those need a lot more maintenance. They need to be redone. Things just wear out. Number 2 on the list is another Del Webb neighborhood. This one's called Del Webb at Dove Mountain, or some people just call it Dove Mountain. It's on the very north side of Dove Mountain. It's a small neighborhood, I think only about 500-600 homes, but they have premium surroundings. The Dove Mountain Ritz-Carlton is around the corner. There's a bunch of golf courses all nearby. This neighborhood isn't in a golf course, but it's right next to the Ritz-Carlton Dove Mountain golf course. There's another golf course called the Gallery. If you like the golf, Dove Mountain's probably just for you anyways. But the community center is top-notch. It's a newer neighborhood. They're still delivering brand new homes. I've sold a couple of homes in this neighborhood in the last couple of years. Great floor plans, very livable. Like I said, the homes aren't very old, so you don't have to really worry about them having to be redone or remodeled anytime soon. Again, Pulte is the builder, but they're under the brand name of Webb, and overall it's pretty top notch. So that leaves us our number one active adult neighborhood in the Tucson Metro. I'm going to go with Saddlebrook Ranch. Again, Saddlebrook Ranch is kind of a polarizing neighborhood. Some people love it, other people want nothing to do with it. The downsides, we'll start there, is basically that it is a ways out there. It's almost by the biosphere. Robeson bought a ton of land, basically a ranch, and they've been developing homes there for about 10 years now. We've sold quite a few of them out there. They've delivered bigger community centers. They're building more and more and more as time goes by, but the homes are top notch. These are premium homes, premium floor plans, finishes. The fact that the neighborhood is basically in like a phase 1 or phase 2, I don't know exactly where it's at today, but it's very early in the long-term horizon, means that new neighbors can get to know each other better. When you're starting to go to the clubs and trying to get into the groups and trying to just get acclimated because you're brand new, if you go into a neighborhood that's been there for 30 years, don't be surprised when people have been there for 20 or 30 years in these clubs. So being that it's a brand new neighborhood that has a lot of growth ahead of it, they plan on having, I think, 10,000 or 12,000 homes out there. And currently, if I had to guess, I'd say they might have 2,000, maybe 2,500. They're building a lot right now because the market's booming, but you're still early in the game. And that allows for a lot of new growth, a lot of just everything. A lot of people, they'll move to like a Saddlebrook or Saddlebrook Ranch or any of these neighborhoods, and they'll start as just winter visitors. They're just coming down for 3-4 months a year. After they get further into retirement, they decide, hey, let's start spending 6, 7, 8 months a year down there. And statistics show that even though you buy an active adult home, generally speaking, you will buy a couple more homes in the same neighborhood as time goes by and as your needs change. You may get up there in age, and maybe you want in-care help, and so you might need a little bit bigger home to accommodate that. Or you might need, whatever you need. Some people want pools later on in life to help with exercising. So anyways, I hope this helped. Again, that's my list or our list of the top 5 neighborhoods, active adult neighborhoods in the Tucson Metro. Let us know what you think. You can see any of the homes, any of these neighborhoods or any of the homes for sale in the neighborhoods if you go to our website at oliverrealty.net. Again, that's oliverrealty.net. If you have direct questions, either email us or you can call us. The phone number is 520-979-5851. Again, 520-979-5851. And I'll give you a quick rundown. So again, our top 5 list for the Tucson Metro would be Sunflower neighborhood, City Oro Valley. Both of those are Webb neighborhoods. Then Saddlebrook, which is probably the best known, Webb at Dove Mountain. And the number 1 is Saddlebrook Ranch by Robeson Resorts. Thank you so much. Have a great day.